Hey, good morning, everyone. Thank you once again for joining me. This is midweek match day reaction on Champ Sports on YouTube. It's a lovely morning here in Johannesburg, not a cloud in the sky. Um, Welcome to, like I said, the midweek match day reaction show. Um, I'm reacting to last night's events at the Diego Maradona Stadium in Naples. Napoli 4, Liverpool 1. Um, I'll just give you a few of my takeaways, a few of my thoughts pertaining to that game from last night. Starting with Napoli, I think that's the perfect place to start. They were simply outstanding yesterday. Um, um, you know, how easily they got in behind the Liverpool defense with seamless ease. The head coach, I think he got the manager getting his tactics absolutely 100% spot on in my view. Um, Napoli should have been up by five goals to nil by going to halftime. They were dominant in possession. Created chances. They found it way too simple and easy to play around the Liverpool press, to get in behind the Liverpool defense. They constantly created problems for Liverpool in midfield as well as in defense as well. Um, they had a willing and hard a runner in Victor Osimhen, the number 9 from Nigeria. I thought he had an outstanding game yesterday. Head to head, Liverpool now are Napolis hold the edge in terms of head to heads between the two teams. They've won three of the 5 games played, one draw and one win for Liverpool. So it would seem that Napoli have an edge on Liverpool, and Liverpool don't quite fancy playing Napoli in Europe. The second takeaway is VAR. Look, on a week that VAR came under scrutiny, especially after a couple of poor calls in the English game. I thought VAR was outstanding last night. On the first one, a brilliant spot from VAR. Spotting that James Milner had his outstretched hand, and the ball deflects from him for a corner. So I thought it was a brilliant spot there by VAR. They end up awarding the penalty, which sees Napoli go ahead by a goal to nil. The second one as well, uh, VAR brilliantly spots the foul on the Napoli player from Virgil van Dijk. They call the referee to go to the monitor to go have a look, and he decides to overturn his decision and gives a penalty. So all in all, I think VAR had a brilliant game. The referee as well had an outstanding game in my view. Um, no major incidents. Uh, so yeah, I thought all in all, VAR and the referee had a brilliant game. And in my view, the controversy from last weekend in the English game, mostly it's in the English game, comes from the fact that um, there is a lack of quality referees in the English Premier League. Hence, we see the use of VAR and all the controversial calls from VAR and the referees there. The third takeaway is me moving on to Liverpool and their shoddy defending. Last night has to be the poorest I've seen Liverpool defend um, in a wee while. I must say. Um, they were deserving of being. They should have been 5-0 down by halftime, as I said. Like I said, Napoli, mind you, even missed the penalty during that first half as well. How many times did we see Van Dijk, Joe Gomez, Trent Alexander, and Robertson all running back facing their goal posts? In that first 45 minutes. Joe Gomez, oh dear me, he had a nightmare, an absolute nightmare last night. Okay? How many times were Napoli finding space on his side, behind him and Trent on that right hand side? Okay? So many times. I mean, the missed penalty that also comes from his side when Napoli, they play a simple 1-2 in midfield. In midfield, play it behind Trent, and then they also, played towards Gomez. The Napoli players runs at Gomez, and you know, and running at a retreating defense yet again. Like I said, they spent most of the evening facing their goalposts. The Liverpool defense in general. Um, you know, another piece of play where Gomez is at fault is when he's casual in his defense, um, and he is dispossessed of the ball, and then Van Dijk needs to end up having to clear the ball off his line. That was a poor piece of defending from Joe Gomez again. Then we move on to the second goal. Where Gomez yet again he is at fault. Um, he gets the ball in midfield. The ball is stolen from him in midfield quite easily. I might add. The ball then Napoli play the 1-2, and when they play the 1-2, if you check, Gomez is still standing there. He's looking at Oguisa, the player that eventually puts the ball in the near post to make it 2-0 to Liverpool. So yet again, I thought Gomez was poor in his defense, in his defending there. Then we move on to the third goal. Another poor piece of defending from Trent. How many times have we said this season and last season? Even more poor defending from Gomez as well. How easily that does the Georgian Kvaratskhelia, get the ball off him. You know, he dispossesses him in the area there. You expect your center half to be much more stronger than Gomez was there when the ball is taken away from him, and the Napoli player just puts the ball in the 6-yard area for a simple tap in for them to make it 3-0. And then the fourth goal, yet again, we find a simple ball over the Liverpool defense. The back four with Matip this time, who's come in for a poor Gomez, they are all facing their goal post. Allison, the goalkeeper, makes a fine save initially. However, Zelensky, clips in the rebound, he chips in, and it's 4-0 to Napoli, and deservedly so in my book. So all in all, it was a shocking defensive display from Liverpool. Their midfield was not much better last night. With Milner looking all of the 36 years that he is at present. They can't. It can't all be down to the Liverpool injuries. I thought they were shocking last night all round. Like I said. Look, on the positive, another proper goal from Luis Diaz. He loves that run from left, from cutting in from left to right, and just bending the ball in the bottom right hand corner like he did once again last night. He did that again at home in that 1-1 draw with Crystal Palace. So that's a positive from Liverpool. You know. Um, so all in all, there is much work to do for Liverpool in terms of defensively. Um, Yet again, they found themselves trailing early in the first half. If you don't include the Bournemouth thrashing as well as the Merseyside derby from last weekend, that's 9 games in a row that Liverpool have found themselves trailing in the first half or in the second half. They've considered the first goal. So yet again, Jurgen Klopp needs to sort that out. Otherwise, that's gonna cost them eventually in the long run. Um, So look, it's Wolves for Liverpool this Saturday at Anfield, followed by Ajax at Anfield yet again next week Tuesday. So look, they can't play as poorly as they did last night. So I expect them to bounce back on Saturday, and it's another tough game for them on Tuesday against Ajax, who easily saw off Rangers by 4 goals to 0 last night. So yeah, those are a few takeaways from myself from last night. Please don't forget to subscribe on my YouTube channel, Champ Sports. Hit the like button, as well. You can follow me on Twitter, Chamfari. You can follow me on Facebook as well. Yeah. So give me your thoughts. Send me your comments and tell me what you guys think of my takeaways, and give me your thoughts. Like I said, on your side. Thank you once again for joining me. It's an absolute pleasure doing these video recordings. Following a passion of mine from a very very young age. Which is reporting on all things sports. So yet again, like I said, thank you very much, everyone. Till next time. Cheerio. Bye bye.